Hello friends, welcome to my channel. My name's Michelle. I'm the beauty treasure hunter and I have treasures today from Wet n Wild. Every now and then I reach up and try something off my shelf that I haven't used in a while, and I recently used my Wet n Wild Dewy foundation and was just blown away again by how well it works on mature skin. If you want to see how I got this look, hang with me. All right, let's get started. I've already put on my Bioré Watery Essence Sunscreen, and now I'm going to do some primer. And I have several choices from Wet n Wild. I have this primer serum to refine pores. I have the other one that's pink, however, that's hydrating. Mine has turned yellow. I don't know why. I've had it less than a year. I really like this 5-in-1 Essence Primer Liquid, especially if you want to cover your pores. And this is called the Impossible Primer. It's in stick form. I also have it in a tube. I think, though, my favorites of all of these is this liquid essence. Now I'm also going to use this Cooling Hydra Stick to prime my under eyes. To prime my eyelids today, I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Stick Foundation. This one is in Classic Ivory. And that is nice and smooth. It's blended out easily. Now somewhere I do have the powder brow kit and I love it, but I can't find it right now. So I did get a new eyebrow pencil, and this one's in Ash Brow. It's the Ultimate Brow Retractable Brow Pencil, and it has like the little rectangle, kind of triangular actually, shape to it. Now to hold those down, I've got some Mega Clear Lash and Brow Mascara. I went through all of my Wet n Wild eyeshadows to find the ones that are just chef's kiss. The ones that have matte shimmer and a really good sparkle. And these are the ones I came up with that are still available. First one is the Wet n Wild Wild at Heart. And it's got lots of mattes and shimmers, and it's got one sparkle that will rival the Makeup by Mario, and it's this one right here. Okay, the next one is the Always Naked palette. Now this one does have a glitter that is absolutely chunky and not good, but the one that is sparkly and oh so nice is this one right here. And at first you think, oh, it's going to be so powdery. But when you rub that out, oh my goodness, get the prettiest sparkle. Moving on down, I've got the Lights Off. This is a tin pan, and it actually has two that are very nice sparkles. They're this one and this one. So I'm going to do both those. Running out of arm space. Let's see. And then we have Petalette. And the one that has the sparkle in this one is the middle pink one. They're not just shimmers, they are actual sparkles. And I'm going to start with this one right here. It's kind of an off-white. It feels nice and soft. Now I'm going to move to another matte. Let's see. How about this one right here? It's pinkish, but also a little warm, like a very light terracotta. I'm going to use that in the crease. Now I'm going to go a little deeper to a shimmer that's on the bottom row. Looks like a plum. It's going to stay on the outer here. I'm going to blend that out with a clean brush real quick. When I do my blending, I like to use a shorter, more dense brush. Now I'm going to use a pencil brush to put some of that plum under my lash line. Now I'm going to do a darker matte brown on my upper lash line. My upper sectional lashes are the ones I showed in my last video. I think this is the same set. So they last a few days. And now I'm going to use my finger to go into that sparkle I was telling you about. This one right here. So I just touch it once. And I think I'll just dab it off a little bit. And I'll take my pinky. Switch hands. I think I'll just tap what's left. Same thing over here. And you'll see this eye is more hooded than this eye, so sometimes what I have to do is whatever darker color I have used on my mobile lid, I have to just take it up a little higher. And then I'll blend that out. Then I don't think it's as obvious that this eye is more hooded than the other one. I think that kind of evens it out a little bit. And before foundation, I always like to do some bronzer. And this one, it's pretty funny. It is the SpongeBob collab. Always Sunny in Bikini Bottom Bronzing Drops. So here's what color they are. Pretty orangey. It was very conservative, so I'll add a little bit more. My favorite bronzing drops also have SPF in them, and these don't, of course, but it still gets the job done. Okay, moving on to my lower lashes. I'm going to use this So Defined Wet n Wild. It has a curved silicone brush. Okay, now for concealer, I have two different shades of the Incognito and one of just the Photo Focus, which I'm not sure if you can still get this one yet. And I'm not sure what color that one is either. But here's the Photo Focus and Incognito in This one is in Light Honey. This one's in Medium Neutral. So really, I like the Photo Focus color the best. Forgot to clean up my outer edge there. So we'll try to do it with concealer today. This concealer brush is by Teo, y'all. It is the 370S. It's angled and can kind of get in smaller spaces really well. Before I dirty up my brush, I'm going to come over here. And that is what is positive about cleaning up your edges first. You don't get eyeshadow on your brush. So I'm going to use the warmth of my fingers. And the powder that I'm going to use to set with is this one. It is the 5-in-1 Essence Primer. You can use it as a finishing powder or as a base. Now on to the foundation, which is why I picked Wet n Wild to go with today. Every now and then I will pick off my shelf something I haven't used in a while, and I had forgotten how good this Photo Focus Dewy is for mature skin. I first tried the matte, and that left me feeling too dry. So the Dewy was just perfect. And I'm going to insert a couple of shots here of swatches of several colors that I have. My favorite is the Cream Beige. I really love on the light end the Nude Ivory too. So if the Cream Beige seems a little bit too tan for me, I can mix in some of that Nude Ivory. And I am going to use this paddle just to kind of get it going. And I ordered a couple of new brushes because I wanted another one like my contouring brush. I wanted a spare. And this came as a 2-pack. And so I really like this one. It's got a soft end and a flat end, so I'm going to try it today. And I got these off of Amazon. I think they were less than $5 for both of them. Can you check my 10X mirror? Man, that's what I love. I don't even have to press into my pores. It just blends so well. Now I'm going to build up just a little bit over my redness from my rosacea. Some broken capillaries. I'm going to go over my visible lines over here. And with a stippling motion, which gives you heavier coverage than swipes. Okay, moving right along, I'm going to use my MegaGlo dual-ended contour stick. On one end, it has like a concealer, which I could have used, as my eye base today. And the other end is contour color. This is a little bit warmer than what I am used to, but more like a bronzer color. Now to the flat side. Blending out nicely with not a lot of pressure. And I'm going to go straight into a couple of new little items I picked up. I got a bronzer and a blush. They are like the cream pudding pots, and they're called the Mother Fluffer bronzer and blush. How funny is that? So we'll start with the bronzer. This one's in the lightest shade, beige. Beige, please. Looks like this. So it's pretty cool, actually. I'm going to use my same contour brush here. Just kind of dab in and kind of go over that a little bit. Especially over my veins. I like to hide that with color. And I can get away with that right now. Now I may hollow out as the years go on. Who knows? It's new concerns with every decade. Noticing these veins is a fairly new thing for me. I'm 55. In my late 30s, I started noticing my 11s. And I noticed this big wrinkle I have right here in my 40s. Now in my 50s, I'm noticing the veins showing through. Now the blush shade that I have is Peekaboo. And it looks pretty bright, but it does sheer out very nicely. So unlike some other little pudding pots, this I think is pretty beginner friendly. Some of those other ones are really pigmented and almost have a staining quality, some of them. And now I like to set blush and bronzer down with powder. I'll do blush first. I have a choice. I can do this Monday Feels, and I love this color. And I can also do this one, which is hilarious. And some days I just want to do this. But the problem is I do give a care. I do care. But this is a good color too. I think I'll just go with the Monday Feels. This one, it's just Monday Feels Blush, and it is still available on Amazon. I'm going to use a fluffy angled brush. It's got the emboss of a little cannabis plant there. But isn't that the prettiest color? Almost like a bronzer. And here's the thing. I don't have a bronzer from Wet n Wild that I like. Now they say that the What Shady Beaches color, I have like 2 different colors of their bronzers that have like the palm trees on them. They say that What Shady Beaches is supposed to be matte, but there's a sheen to it. So much so, I can do a little bit of sheen, but it's more than a little bit. I just can't do it. I swatched it again to see if I could get away with it for this video, and I can't. I do like to go up my part a little bit because it's so white. So I'm going to use this kind of as a blush and bronzer today. And I think I'll actually use my bronzer brush. Cover some more territory here. Alright, now onto some lip liner. I have 3 shades of Wet n Wild lip liner. And I got most of these at Five Below. I think the Brandy Wine I got there first. And then in other Five Belows, I found some other shades, and there's a plum one. But we'll start. Let's see, the lightest one is called Willow. Very nice nude, pinky nude. And then we'll go with Plumberry. That's this one. A little darker, a little more plumpy. And the Brandy Wine. And this one's actually the darkest. So I think I'm going to go with Willow today. And it is so a dead-on match for my lip color. It's what they would call a dead ringer. You know what that means? They would bury people sometimes a little bit too soon. Didn't know they were in a coma instead of dead. People would have to make their way out of the grave until they started putting little bells attached down into the coffin with a string. And if they were to wake up and be in the coffin, they would ring the bell. So if you saw somebody and they looked a lot like someone you once knew, but you knew they were dead, you could say they're a dead ringer for that person. I love researching how sayings and words got started. I got a new lippy. It's called the Jelly Drip lip gloss. I don't know if there's more than one color because the color, it's in microscopic lettering and I will never read that. Never. Not even with a 10x mirror. This is cool because it's like a little metal applicator. And I have tasted that scent. It doesn't have a taste, but you know how scents can affect your taste. Kind of like melony. Like some things that are watermelon scented. And I'm going to put a little bit of Never Nude. I'm going to put that in the center. Doing that kind of makes me look like I might have a little bit more lip than I do. And I love sparkle too, so I can't forget the Color Icon gloss. This one is in Leo. And it's kind of golden. Okay, now I'm going to use my MegaGlo highlighter palette. And this one has 4 different shades. We've got like a champagne, and then a pearl, and a pink, and a darker champagne. Maybe a more bronzy color. I'm going to use... This is a Fenty brush that I found on clearance at my Marshall's for $5. It was out of the box, but still had the package on it. And so another one nearby was in a box, and it was 10. So I'm just going to take it out of the box and bring it home. I think I'm going to go with this darker one. Just a tap, tap. I'll take the leftover to go across my wrinkle up there. I love this whole palette because of this. It's not blinding in your face. Wish you could hide that bang. That's what I can use my bangs for, right? And now I am going to finish up with some pink powder because it blurs so well. But then it also really dries me out, so I'm going to go over with some serum spray at the end. So here's the pink powder. When I first got this, I loved it so much I went out and bought 2 backups just in case they ever stop making it. I do half my face so you can see. This is why I don't mind going heavy on the blush because I know I'm just going to go over it a little bit at the end. Okay, so here's with, here's without. See the texture in here? Let's see if I can make that disappear. And I'm not changing position or anything. I hate before and afters where they change position or they change micro expressions. Because that can make a huge difference. And now I feel like my pores are minimized. But I feel pretty dry. So let's see. I do have the Double First Serum Spray. But I also have a dupe that I found at, I think this one was at a TJ Maxx. So if you see on the clearance, it's called the Findlay Vitamin C Rosehip Oil 2-in-1 Radiant Serum Mist. And if you'll notice, it's a biphase also. And just what that means, it's like 2 steps. You do it together, shake it together, but it's going to come out all mixed up. And part of it will sink in. And then a little bit later, the next part will sink in. 2 phases. All right. Smells like a spa. A pleasant spa, though. There are some spas that are so heavily essential oil that I just can't take it. Okay, so I feel a little bit more moisturized. And I forgot to do any kind of spray by Wet n Wild. Let's see. I had the vitamin spray, and that is before or after. These little sprayers are so good. They're so fun. And I can do this since I have used that pink powder. It will suck all the life out of my face, but it will make my pores go away. You know, it's give and take. And then I have Fight Dirty, and it's a detox setting spray. So here we go. Slightly different scent. Between the two, this one, the vitamin, is chef's kiss. So this is my final look for the day with nearly all Wet n Wild. Now I'm very comfortable. I don't feel too dry. I will let you know in the description box, how well this wore today. I have worn this combo before though, and that's why I did this video, because I thought you might want to do it too. It wears extremely well. And the reason I do all this is to really take my mind off things. It really gives me something to do in this day and age and takes my mind off the world for a little bit. And so I hope that spending this time with me has done the same thing for you. I do get to go thrifting today, so I'm excited to see what I can find and share with you next week. Thank you for watching. If you found me, you're one of the very first ones, so please like and subscribe. And I hope you see me next time.